Hello guys, my name is Emily and today I am actually live streaming and we have hit 55 subscribers. I'm at where my mom is and I'm probably going to get more than her, but I don't really expect that to happen. But I'm hoping she grows as well. So if I wish I had fans around me.
We can't start building relationships a few weeks before a vote.
That would be really funny.
He argued the civil rights movement
inspired
his fight against Wall Street
fans
greed.
around you
But people
right
didn't
now.
right. People didn't back down. People kept going. That, my friends, is courage.
Why are you sad?
Both candidates bring up race more frequently than then-Senator Barack Obama did back in 2008. Perhaps, Scott, because he was all too aware back then of the biases that Clinton and Sanders are highlighting now.
Nancy Cordes for us tonight. Nancy, thank you. At the Supreme Court today, the chair, filled by Justice Antonin Scalia for nearly 30 years, was draped in his honor. Scalia died apparently in his sleep over the weekend at the age of 79. Senate Republicans want to delay replacing Scalia for nearly a year so the next president can make the choice. But today, Mr. Obama said he plans to follow the Constitution.
Historically, this has not been viewed as a question. There's no unwritten law that says that it can only be done on off years. That's not in the constitutional text. I'm amused when I hear people who claim to be strict interpreters of the Constitution suddenly reading into it a whole series of provisions that are not there. There is more than enough time for the Senate to consider in a thoughtful way the record of a nominee that I present and to make a decision.
The president this afternoon. Now to the weather. Severe storms pummeled the East Coast today. Snow and flooding rains were in the north. The South woke up to thunder, lightning, and twisters.
Close, there's
Tornadoes barreled through South Florida in the middle of rush hour this morning. 86 to 110 mile per hour winds ripped the top off this 18-wheeler on Florida's busy I-95 in Miami, tossing the big rig on its side. David Matienzo was on his way to work.
It was basically like the Twister movie. That's basically the best way I can describe it. All of a sudden, like something like a metal sign just like playing, I'm like flashed and like hit the front of my car and it shattered the window.
These strong gusts uprooted trees and tossed some on the houses. A power line snapped, starting a fire in this residential area of Miami. This same storm system also spawned an EF3 tornado late yesterday in Century, Florida. That's on the Alabama border. The over 135 mile per hour winds flattened cars and destroyed homes. Southern Mississippi was also hit. In Copiah County, this home was demolished. Malcolm Irwin lives nearby.
It sounded like a low-flying jet. It really did.
Here in Miami, those 100 mile per hour winds tossed this tree like a toy. Look at the base. I'm 6'1", and it's nearly enough to swallow me. Scott, tornadoes here are not rare, but forecasters say because of El Nino, South Florida could get more tornadoes just like they did today.
I want these. You're not hate pink.
These weather swings that we've seen are caused, as David said, in part by the phenomenon known as El Nino. That's the warming of the Pacific that leads to drought in much of Africa and storms and high temperatures on America's west coast. We have two reports on this tonight, beginning with Ben Tracy in Southern California.
This is winter on the west coast. With temperatures running 15 to 25 degrees above normal, it looks and feels more like July than February.
It's so hot outside. It's crazy. We're kind of embracing it and going with it.
Wow, look at this. Californians were expecting this. Non-stop rainstorms fueled by one of the largest on record. But after heavy rain last month, Southern California is on a hot and dry streak. It's been 15 days since a drop of rain fell in Los Angeles. NASA climatologist Bill Patzer famously called this massive band of warm water in the Pacific Ocean a Godzilla El Nino, predicted to drench drought-ravaged California. Is this Godzilla more bark than bite?
El Nino remains immense. It's had a powerful impact over the last 6 months. And even this winter, all the volatile weather we've had across the United States, the fingerprint of El Nino is on all these events.
Turns out the El Nino is so big, it shifted the jet stream further north, allowing storms to batter Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. Rain-soaked cliffs near San Francisco have been dropping into the ocean. But these northern storms are also dramatically boosting California's snowpack, now the deepest it's been in more than a decade. Spring snowmelt will help fill the state's depleted reservoirs and provide 30% of California's water supply. The temperature hit 90 degrees here today in Los Angeles, and that is a new record for this state.
Okay,
But forecasters say they still expect those El Nino rains and cooler temperatures to hit Los Angeles, and Scott, they say that will happen in the next couple of weeks.
Ben Tracy for us tonight. Ben, thank you. Well, there has been precious little water in southern and eastern Africa where El Nino is scorching the earth. The UN says as many as 1 million children are at risk of starvation. Many are in the tiny nation of Lesotho, and we sent Deborah Pata there.
Dawn breaks over Hakabele. Villagers hope for rain, but it promises to be another scorching day. 70-year-old Malepoto Makara wakes her 5 grandchildren, most of them also by AIDS.
And guys, my gang is actually unlocked, so if you guys want to
That's because
go to my gang, you guys are free to go to my
like
gang.
everyone else in the village.
Yes, I already know I have
failed.
this one. Yes, I know I have this
It
one.
is painful, says 9-year-old Didi Pizzo, to go to school without food. This drought, his grandmother explains, is more severe than I have ever seen. Makara knows instinctively what experts have confirmed. This is the strongest El Nino on record in southern Africa, delaying the rains and putting 14 million people at risk of starvation. A pitiful burst of rain in recent days has coaxed out some greenery. It's a cruel illusion, as it's come too late.
So this is a random video.
Rainy season. Normally I wouldn't be able to stand here because I'd be waist high in water. Instead, this riverbed is bone dry. UN humanitarian coordinator Yolanda Dasgupta is worried at what's ahead.
The rainfall has been delayed to an extent that people haven't been able to plant the crops that they need to survive. So we're looking at people having not enough to eat, at least until 2017.
At school, Makara's grandchildren get their one meal of the day, a bowl of watery porridge and some corn. But as the country's grain supplies run out, schools are worried they will have to stop their feeding schemes. Water is a concern too. Lesotho's government trucks a little water to the villages, but it is not enough. The nearby dam has only 2 weeks supply left before it too runs dry. At home, Makara manages to scrounge for a few unripened peaches for the younger children, and later, when their brothers and sisters return, she rests for the first time. There is no supper once again. If I can just give them food and love, she sighs, then they will be fine.
Lesotho desperately needs at least $27 million to feed people on the brink of starvation, but they are acting to attract the attention of international donors, Scott, who are already overstretched dealing with other global crises.
Remarkable reporting from Deborah Pata tonight, who's back in Johannesburg. Deborah, thank you. In just a moment, what you need to know to prevent deadly accidents at rail crossings, and private letters reveal a close relationship between a pope and a married woman when the CBS Evening News continues.
Some cashback cards are, shall we say, unnecessarily complex, limiting where you can earn bonus cashback. Then those places change every few months. Please, it's time you got beat. Quicksilver cards from Capital One. Quicksilver earns you unlimited 1.5% cashback on every purchase. It doesn't get much simpler than that. What's in your pocket? Same hotel, same price? No. There's a bunch of different prices out there all over the internet. Trivago instantly compares them to find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
With Advil, you'll ask, what bathroom? What store wrist? What leg? What bad shoulder? Advil makes pain at the distance of never. Nothing works faster, stronger, or longer than Advil. It's the world's #1 choice. What? Hey, Advil.
I am totally blind. I lost my sight in Afghanistan. If you are totally blind, you may also be struggling with non-24. Call 844-844-2424 or visit my24info.com.
You told your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around with 3 wheels. Smart.
With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance and a whole new life. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Today, Pope Francis went to the heart of Mexico's drug war and challenged priests to fight injustice, violence, and corruption. This comes at the same time of a fascinating revelation about Pope John Paul II. Private letters reveal a close friendship with a woman that lasted for decades. Mark Phillips has the story.
He was then a young Polish cardinal. She was a Polish-American writer and married. Yet when Karol Wojtyła, the man who would become Pope John Paul II, began to collaborate with Anna Teresa Tymieniewska on a translation,
your stuff,
something more than a book
Is there anything that you
they
need
wrote
to?
to each other for the rest of their lives. His letters recreated in a BBC documentary. Their relationship would test the cardinal's vow of celibacy. You write about being
That's
torn apart,
something.
Cardinal Wojtyła.
I got stuff out of your folder, and I put it back.
Particularly, he says
in
the words,
your
I
folder.
belong to you. Malina Malinowski brokered the sale of the letters to the Polish National Archive.
I do believe she's completely fell in love with him.
And I did that snow route thing. I went online
They
and
didn't
done
just
that.
write, they spent
Well, here's
private times
that.
together at her property in
Oh
Vermont,
yeah.
skiing in Poland.
That's for
In the old
I signed
communist
that,
days
and
when
then I
he was
did
in
that
Krakow,
online. I
she
went
had
online
her
and did
letters
your
hand-delivered to him.
snow
So
thing.
party officials couldn't
It
use
had
the
your
liquid scandal to undermine this popular
code on
priest.
it.
It's good you sent the
Here it
letters
is,
by hand,
Timmy.
he says. It contains things
Here's
too
the other
deep for the
stuff.
censor's eye.
I could go online and order your annual.
He became Pope. He
Yeah,
didn't
I
stop.
want you to.
I am thinking about
Probably
you.
will since I
In
didn't
my
get no
thoughts, I
pictures.
come to Pomfret,
They're actually hardcover.
every day. When he died, friends say, but the Vatican won't confirm, she was at his bedside. The Pope's letters are now public. Anna Teresa Tymieniewska's letters to him have not been published. What a story they might tell. Mark Phillips, CBS News, London.
And we'll be right back.
Caring for someone with Alzheimer's
Wish I could have got your pictures.
and sunshine.
I wouldn't worry about
So I
it.
asked about adding once daily Namenda XR to your
Put that back in there.
moderate to severe Alzheimer's. It works differently. Added it to another Alzheimer's treatment.
Sorry guys, I had to go AFK. I know you guys heard me in the background, but
No symptoms fall.
I know.
Namenda
So-
XR doesn't change if the disease progresses. It shouldn't be taken by anyone allergic to memantine or who's had a bad reaction to Namenda XR or its ingredients. Before starting treatment, tell the doctor if they have or ever had a seizure disorder, difficulty passing urine, liver, kidney, or bladder problems, and about medications they're taking. Certain medications, changes in diet, or medical conditions may affect the amount of Namenda XR in the body and may increase side effects. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and dizziness.
All my life, he's protected me. Now I am giving back. Ask the doctor about once daily Namenda XR and learn about a free trial offer at NamendaXR.com.
Terry Bradshaw? What a surprise! You know what else is a surprise? Shingles. And I can hit you out of nowhere. I know. I had it. Come on, go sit down and talk about it.
And did you know that 1 in 3 people will get shingles? No. That's why I'm reminding people, if you had chicken pox, then the shingles virus is already inside you. Who's had chicken pox? Scoot over and look. That nasty rash can pop up anywhere, and the pain can be even worse than it looks. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about a vaccine that can help prevent shingles.
Abdominal pain, urgent diarrhea. You never know when IBS-D will show up. Now there's prescription Xifaxan. Xifaxan is a new IBS-D treatment that helps relieve your diarrhea and abdominal pain symptoms. Do not use Xifaxan if you have a history of sensitivity.
So guys, make sure you guys leave a like if you guys want to see more live streams from me.
As this may be a sign of a serious or even fatal condition. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease or
Which I'm happy to do more live streams. I would like to do more live streams
Tell
actually.
your doctor if you are pregnant, plan on becoming pregnant, or a person. The most common side effects
Oh
are
my-
nausea and an increase in liver enzymes. If you think you have IBS with diarrhea, talk to your doctor about the new Xifaxan.
You can't predict emotion.
Oh god. Are you guys still watching? Are you guys still watching?
For over 75 years. Call us or your advisor. Zero price. Invest with confidence.
My Tempur-Pedic pounds better than
Why
my
do you
husband
guys-
does. But that's just between you.
What?
It's really cool to the touch.
At Mattress Firm, get 0% APR financing. Visit Mattress Firm,
Yeah, I'm not
America's #1 therapeutic retailer today.
The Federal Railroad Administration is imploring states to inspect stoplights at rail crossings. Many of them are not timed properly. Chris Van Cleave is looking into this.
Federal regulators say this shouldn't happen. A traffic light did not turn green long enough to give this semi-truck enough time to get off the tracks before the train approached. The drivers survived, but many don't. Since 2013, 96 have died, another 419 were hurt at intersections where the stoplights are interconnected with the railroad equipment. Sarah Feinberg is the Federal Railroad Administrator. But if the technology's there, why does it keep happening?
If the traffic signal is working the way that it should, if it's connected the right way to the railroad crossing equipment, we should be able to keep people off the track when a train is coming.
Tonight, the Federal Railroad Administration is issuing a safety advisory asking states to inspect the traffic signals at roughly 5,000 interconnected railroad crossings nationwide.
It's really important to monitor these lights to make sure that the signals are not losing their second over time to make sure that traffic's moving through.
Whenever drivers are approaching railroad tracks, they just have to assume that a train is coming.
Dr. Lanny Wilson's 14-year-old daughter, Lauren, died when the car she was riding in was struck by a train.
It seemed like she had the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, and we were there with her until that crash. And then since then, we've done a lot to try to prevent this tragedy from happening to other families.
Regulators are also asking that event recorders be installed in these traffic signals to help determine if the signals are factoring into accidents. Scott, regulators are also working with tech companies like Google to share GPS data so one day drivers will be warned as they're approaching train tracks.
Chris, thanks. In a moment, dogs chasing the top prize. This portion of the CBS Evening News is sponsored by Pacific Life. For life insurance, annuities, and investments, choose Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
I'm always there for my daughter. For the little things and the big milestones. And just like I'm there for her, Pacific Life is there to help protect me and my family so I can enjoy all life's moments. Pacific Life, helping families for over 145 years achieve long-term financial security with lifelong retirement income. Talk to a financial advisor today to grow your future with confidence. Salon Pass salutes you. People working hard to improve the world. You inspired us to improve these. Salon Pass pain relieving patches. 20% larger with better adhesion and more medicine to fight pain than ever before. Choose Salon Pass. See website for free samples.
How much protein does your dog food have? 18%? 20? Nutrient-dense Purina One True Instinct with real salmon and tuna has 30% protein. Support your active dog's whole body health with Purina One.
Listen up. I'm here to get the lady of the house back on her feet and give her the strength and energy to stay healthy. Who's with me?
The complete balanced nutrition of good tasting Ensure with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals. Ensure, take life in.
Good news. You're down with Crestor. Now there's a key to Crestor for $3.
Adding Crestor along with diet lowers bad cholesterol. Crestor is not for people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or maybe become pregnant. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Call your doctor if you have muscle pain or weakness, feel unusually tired, have loss of appetite, upper belly pain, dark urine, or yellowing of skin or eyes. These can be signs of serious side effects. Ask for the Crestor $3 card. Ask your doctor about Crestor.
Listen to that, guys.
Unless you have allergies, then your
You guys will find out a lot about it.
Flonase is approved to relieve both itchy, watery eyes and congestion. No other nasal allergies
Just for
are
having
safe.
a tell.
When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Complete allergy relief or incomplete? Let your eyes decide. Flonase 6 is greater than 1 changes everything.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could
Don't
drop
watch
to an
that.
unsafe level. To
Rebecca,
avoid long-term
listen to that
seek
song.
immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
You're searching a bunch of websites looking for the best hotel deal. Stop doing that to yourself. Let Trivago do it for you. Trivago compares prices from hundreds of websites and apps at the same time. It's that simple. Hotel, Trivago.
We've got breaking news this morning.
The United States is intensifying the fight against ISIS. Intelligence officials blame common smartphone apps for helping the terrorists.
Tonight is the grand finale of the Westminster Dog Show, a Super Bowl without the tailgating, just the tail. Here's Don Baylor.
Rumor has it, there you go. The German Shepherd named Rumor is favorably best in show tonight. The 4-year-old female from Wisconsin wowed the crowd yesterday, taking best of breed honors. Her owner, Ken Boyle. What's the difference, if you could put into words, between
I have hiccups again.
a true champion dog?
I've had the hiccups mostly all day. On, off and on, off and on. Oh yeah, I need help.
She loves the show. And most of the 3,000 dogs do seem to enjoy the attention, the prickling, and the cheering crowds. Judge Michael Faulkner has been involved with show dogs since he was 9 years old. Hearing the cheering, what is it about dogs that makes this event so big?
That bond between dog and man is so important. And then you add competition and applause and glamour, and it doesn't get any better.
The 7 new breeds in this year's competition raised the number to 197 and include some faces and hairstyles many fans have never seen before. It took Jackie Walker over 10 years to get French herding dogs, Berger Picards, into the big show.
What kind of process does it take to get a breed accepted?
It's been a very long time. There are many different steps that you have to go through, putting on different shows and tests.
All to reach the ultimate test, performing in the center ring at Westminster. But in the midst of the pomp and pageantry, what is sometimes lost is why we love these animals so much. Dogs. Just being dogs. Don Daly, CBS News, New York.
And that's the CBS Evening News for tonight. For all of us at CBS News all around the world, good night.
Our America's best leaders with the best savings during the President's Day sales event at Flagstaff, Florida. Presidential savings on new 2016 Fiesta starting at $11,988. New 2016 Escape starting at $18,988. Don't let the big city dealers fool you. Take that short drive to West Active.
So get this, I had a scratcher with extra chances that I almost threw away. I didn't win, so I keep it, Well, but I didn't, I either still had an extra chance to win an instant cash prize or the grand prize. So I went online and entered my ticket so easy, and then guess what happened? I won. Isn't that amazing? You're winning when you didn't win. It's like a riddle.
Look for new scratchers with extra chances from the Virginia Lottery. For 2 extra chances to win daily cash prizes and a $500,000 grand prize.
I've done my research, and this is the car.
I just want to get a good deal on it.
Oh, you want a good deal? All you gotta do is all mess with my man Biff.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Car buying shouldn't be a game. Bill Gatton Acura Mazda. Great service, great products, no games. Start your experience now at BillGattonJC.com.
Colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death in the United States and most preventable.
Did you know that more than 1 in 20 Americans get colon cancer? And it affects men and women equally.
Advanced screening is the best way to prevent colon cancer. At the Center for Digestive Wellness, we provide our patients with expert care, not just colon cancer awareness month. Schedule your screening today with Tri-Cities Gastroenterology at the Center for Digestive Wellness.
That's all you have to do. 16 Kia Sorento, $249 per month. 16 Kia Optima, $209 per month. 16 Kia Soul, $189 per month.
A&M RV sales, home of the lifetime RV boy.
You're watching News Channel 11 in your corner at 7.
Good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in News Channel 11 at 7. I'm Sydney Cameron. Our top story tonight, the region's 2 largest healthcare systems take another step in their journey to become one. Today, Wellmont Health System and Mountain States Health Alliance filed applications for a Certificate of Public Advantage, or COPA, in Tennessee. The 2 also filed a cooperative agreement in Virginia. If approved, the applications would enable Mountain States and Wellmont to unite, creating a new health system to serve the region. The boards of Mountain States and Wellmont signed a definitive agreement on Monday. The binding legal document outlines how the 2 systems would unite their operations.
As we've declared in our application, we'll have open medical staffs. We'll be improving the access of care where patients will be able to go to their choice location for health care. Our physicians will be able to practice at any facility.
The proposed merger now enters a formal review phase by regulators in Tennessee and Virginia. The hospital systems expect the process to last late into the summer, but it could take longer. The Tennessee Department of Health wants to know your thoughts on the proposed merger. A series of public meetings are being organized where you can speak with a state advisory group. You can find the dates, times, and locations for all the public meetings on our website, WJHL.com. We are also following a winter weather system making its way through our region tonight. Our storm team is in storm threat mode, and Chief Meteorologist Mark Reynolds has more on what we can expect tonight.
Cindy, we're definitely watching the potential here for some locally heavy snow again over the high.
Okay, guys. Yeah, just for in this live stream here, I'm probably going to do another live stream, maybe tomorrow. So, guys, bye.
The rest of us already looking at winter weather advisories.